কারণ আমরা ক্ষমতা আসতে চাচ্ছি, আমরা চাই এই জুলাই জাতীয় সনদটা খুব শীঘ্র প্রণীত হোক, জুলাই মাসের মধ্যে প্রণীত হোক, পারলে আগামীকালকের মধ্যেই হোক।
Political parties have reached consensus on 12 fundamental reform proposals for the July National Charter, but 8 critical issues remain unresolved as the July 31st deadline approaches. The most significant agreement limits any individual to serving as Prime Minister for a maximum of 10 years in their lifetime. Another major breakthrough involves amending Article 70 of the Constitution, allowing MPs to vote against their party except on money bills and confidence votes. Though BNP dissents and wants to include constitutional amendments and national security matters as exceptions. The parties have also agreed that opposition parties will chair key parliamentary committees proportional to their seats in parliament. They have reached consensus on creating a constitutional mandate for election commission formation through a joint committee comprising government, opposition, and judiciary representatives. An independent police commission will be established to ensure accountability and professionalism. Other agreements include High Court decentralization, reform Chief Justice appointment procedures, and a provision that the Prime Minister and party chief cannot be the same person. The Bangladeshi Nationalist Party strongly opposes new appointment procedures for constitutional institutions, arguing they would weaken executive authority. BNP Salahuddin Ahmed walked out of yesterday's discussions before returning later.
অন্য বিষয়গুলোতে আলোচনায় অংশ নেব।
The party insists the Prime Minister's authority cannot be curtailed and the executive branch must function freely. 8 contentious matters threaten the Charter's completion. These include appointment procedures for constitutional institutions, the formation of a bicameral parliament with upper house powers, increasing women's reserved seats and their election procedures, presidential election methods and powers, defining state fundamental principles, establishing a caretaker government framework, and expanding citizens' constitutional rights. The National Consensus Commission has been working since March through 2 phases. After separate party discussions from March to May, joint sessions began in June, focusing on fundamental proposals. Parties must submit final feedback by noon on July 30th, with the Commission hoping to finalize the Charter by July 31st. The draft Charter requires parties to commit to implementing all agreed reforms within 2 years of forming the next government, ensuring full constitutional protection for every implementation step, and providing legal guarantees for the process. It also promises constitutional recognition of the 2024 anti-discrimination movement and mass uprising. Professor Al-Masood Hassanuzzaman warns that the Charter's non-binding nature raises questions about enforcement. He notes that previous political agreements in Bangladesh were later abandoned, citing the 3-party alliance's unfulfilled commitments after Ershad's fall. The presence of notes of dissent on several issues suggests potential future conflicts, with the upcoming elections' nature largely dependent on the Charter's final form. With 30 political parties involved and fundamental disagreements persisting, the next few days will determine whether this historic reform initiative succeeds or fragments along partisan lines.